Well, hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I am Susan, your hostess, and we are going to talk about a T-fal canner and having to replace the gasket. Now, T-fal is a little bit different than other canners because it contains a gauge and it contains a button. And the button, let's see if I can get it off of here. And I'll tell you about that, and then we'll put the new gasket on it, and I'll show you how to do that. The little dot here is how you take it off. You push this down, and it pulls up. You always want to have it set on steam, which is the second one here. This is 5 pounds of pressure, 10 pounds of pressure, and 15 pounds of pressure. So if your gauge goes bad, you can still go by this. And a T-fal will continually steam up until you close off this, and you'll know that you are pressure canning at that point. It will still release some steam, but it's not like, you know, not a steady steam like some of the canners are. So anyway, get this back over here, and I'm going to set this dial back on there. And take the lid off, and you would set it to steam. It also comes with 2 trays so that you can double stack in here. This is a 22 quart, I do believe, and it's got a locking mechanism on the lid right here, and it's got a little floater button right here, or a nipple that will come up, and you always want to be able to look through that and make sure that it's clear. And if it's not clear, you need to clean it. Now, I recently had a canning fail, and I ended up putting all the product in the freezer in bags once it cooled down to where I could handle it. But this is the old gasket. These are silicone gaskets. And I had to order online. And T-fal is out of the country. It's in Canada. And my bank, lo and behold, will not allow me to purchase anything out of the country. So I found that out. So I had to order through another place that was within the United States, and actually paid a lot more for the gaskets than I would have with T-fal. I think the gaskets on T-fal were $4 a piece, but the shipping is what got you. So if you ordered multiples at one time, you were actually saving a lot of money. So this is the new gasket, and they look relatively the same, but over time they wear out. And I'm just going to hold these up so you can kind of gauge these. You can kind of see that there's a little bit of a difference in size, and everything. So this will be washed when I use it, but I'm going to show you how to install it onto the lid. Inside the lid, there's a lip here, and I'm just going to kind of get it started, and then we'll go from there. So I've got it in here, and you just want to make sure that it is completely laid down inside that lip all the way around. Feel it with your fingers and make sure that you have a good seal there, and it fits perfectly inside the lid. The old gasket, I'm going to show you that. The old gasket, you can see it's kind of warped. I've got it down here at the bottom. Get it in here. And I was kind of having to kind of force it into place. Even though it looked like it fit, it did not fit. And just a fraction off will be a canning failure. So you want to make sure that you have checked your gaskets every year. T-fal recommends replacing your gaskets once a year. And I wash these gaskets in my dishwasher, but you can hand wash them as well. And then you would place your lid on top of your canner and make sure the lid is secured and it's set to steam to start your process. The other canning equipment that you will need is a special burner if you have an electric stove. I have an electric stove, and I ordered this one 2 years ago, and it's showing its wear and tear. These get extremely hot. They will burn through your pans, literally burn through your pans, and I replace these pans at least 2 to 4 times a year because I cannot find a good gauge pan to put underneath this kind of burner. And I'm going to move closer to the camera, and I want you to see right in here, right there, this is starting to separate, and it's time for me to replace this. And these are quite expensive. This one lasted about 2 years, and I'm going to actually order 2 of these this time around, but you don't want to continue to use your burner once you start seeing the wear like that to can with. So I'm going to be replacing this, and I order these through Amazon, but you have to put in the type of stove that you have and put in canning element in your search to find the right one for your stove. So this would fit inside my my burner pan correctly, and you may have to adjust it to get it where it's sitting on top of the lip just a little bit in your stove. But that is the canning element and the drip pan. And that's all I have for you today. I wanted to share that with you because I did have a canning fail because I had an old used gasket. And I did not understand, or did not see in the book where it said you had to replace these once a year. And being silicone, I thought, well, surely they will last a little bit longer, but they did not. So just be aware of that. And I actually ordered 2 of these. And you make sure that your gasket is made for your particular canner. You cannot go out and buy a Presto or a different brand gasket and put in a T-fal. You have to use the T-fal gasket with that canner. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and may you be fully blessed.